what is it about Vegas that makes people not sleep? Is it the air and the ventilation system? What Vegas voice entered the equation in the building from a hotel room on the strip ahead of F1 weekend. It is Up and Adams with Rob Gronkowski. Breaking news this morning, people. Welcome to my hotel. Welcome to this morning. I believe I'm golfing today, so I hear. That is the rumor. I will swing a golf club for my very first time here at the beautiful Wynn Golf Resort. Big thanks to them and their hospitality. I missed the show yesterday. So much to talk about. Of course, the Broncos getting the win over the Bills. And I sort of went on Twitter and was talking to these Bills fans that are so upset, deeply upset, understandably upset about their squad and what's going on and the unraveling, the Ken Dorsey departure, the whole nine. We have so much to get into. And we do want to start, though, in the AFC North, but we do have some breaking news, everybody. And we're going to have Gronk on, which will be so fun. But the Browns announced that Deshaun Watson's undergoing season-ending surgery, guys, for a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. We've been hearing about his shoulder a lot. They're 6-3. So it's important because they're totally in the mix for the playoffs right now. I don't think this buries them, and that's the important part. Objectively, Deshaun's one of the lowest rated passers in the NFL this season. He's coming off, his best performance, sure, fine, but the body of work hasn't exactly been there, right? They're 2-1 when PJ Walker has had to step in and play. So I think that with this defense, there's still going to be a tough out every single week, no matter who they play or who they decide to roll out of the quarterback position. But do I think that they shouldn't have traded Josh Dobbs before the season started? Sure. Do I, just like I said about the Bengals, think that the backup quarterback spot is like a premium position that really needs to be taken care of? Yeah, I do. But we'll dig into that with our guest today. Interested to get his thoughts on this, because Taylor Lewan flipped his view on the Browns after the Week 10 win that got them to 6-3. All right, it's Wednesday. You know what we do. We have underreactions. Everybody likes to talk about the big storylines, and we should, and all of that. But what's not getting enough love heading into Week 11? I wanted to start the show not in Vegas, not with the Raiders. We want to talk about Detroit, guys, with all of the hand-wringing and the fantasy football complaining and the clutching of pearls. Oh, my goodness, shock, horror. All of that goes on with teams using split backfields this season. We are underreacting to how amazing the old 1-2 punch is working with David Montgomery and enter Jahmyr Gibbs on Sunday. You love to see it. Montgomery, I mean, he was, making his return from injury. I think he suffered against those LA Chargers, and we're kind of all wondering, how it was going to look when Gibbs got into the mix. And a lot of people drafted Gibbs in fantasy and said, why isn't he getting out there? Even when Montgomery was healthy before that injury. The results are pretty special, guys. The two running backs each put up over 100 yards from scrimmage in the win over LA. LA, by the way, is the sixth best run defense in the league coming in. They scored a combined 3 touchdowns on the day. So this backfield, we talk about the Lions, what they're doing, disrupting, sort of entering this new era post Aaron Rodgers, post Packers, really, in the NFC North. Like, this has been the driving force for the new complexion. It's the Lions' number 2 ranked offense this year with their run game. And, everything's sort of fueling and running through those two. Check out this moment NFL Films, guys, caught between the two backs on the sideline after Gibbs scored just a casual 2 early touchdowns.
I want you to get one.
Single back is Montgomery. Goff gives it to Montgomery. Cut back lane is there. Gets to the 35. Gets to the 40-yard line. Cuts it left to the 50. Runs inside the 20. 10. 5. End zone.
How far was that? Like 60, I think. That's first play? Yeah. It was like 80. 86. 75? 75. Just 75.
Is it not giving, so fun, is it not giving Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram vibes? Okay. It's personality-wise, way supporting-wise, like frickin' frack, peanut butter and jelly, give me the air. It's like why I fell in love with the Saints. Those two in the post-game pressers they refused to do them without each other. They would not speak to the media when they were the brilliant 1-2 punch that they were in the Sean Payton Saints era, where they were just crushing everybody, being a bowling ball and being really explosive. It's amazing. This is giving me 2017 Saints vibes. And as we all know, that was one of the more successful split backfields that we've really ever seen in the game. The Lions duo is sort of giving them a run for their money. Take a look at this, guys. Gibbs and Montgomery. They're both ranked in top 10 in yards per game among running backs. They're the first tandem to do so since Ingram and Kamara did it in 2017. So it's kind of scary how similar these numbers are, really. They mirror each other. And it really puts into perspective how special I feel like these two lines have been this year. And I don't think it's a coincidence, guys. They signed Montgomery. They draft Gibbs in the first round. They wanted to recreate that magic. And why do I think that? Well, we know who the assistant head coach for those 2017 Saints was, and it was Dan Campbell, who Sean Payton highly regards, and vice versa. And it worked, right? This guy, he may have gained a goatee, but he clearly hasn't lost perspective on some of those lessons he learned in New Orleans. And I think we're going to see this backfield thrive the rest of the year. It's brilliant. It's a way to win in a playoff situation in any condition as well. So I know they have a nice little home field advantage, and they'll be playing on Thanksgiving and all of that, but they're trying to make the playoffs and do some damage. So they'll surely... Gosh, who do they have? My Bears this week? Do they have my Bears? They do, right? They have my Bears. They're going to just keep it rolling against those Chicago Bears on Sunday. All right. We like to do underreactions on Wednesday. If you guys have any, hit me up in Adam's YouTube comments, or if you have any golf tip for me today as I make my way out there into the great unknown. Oh, let me know. I'm staring at the golf course is the most daunting thing in my entire life today. But let's go to Washington, D.C., because the Commanders, listen, they traded some key pieces. That's fine. The playoffs, probably not in their near future, maybe next year. I think we're underreacting to the fact that they are successful. They can already, and we're just in the double-digit weeks. We're just through the midway point. Very few teams can say, we're good. You know what? We could stop now. We're good and we're successful. My friend who just got engaged is calling me, and I haven't even talked to her. She got engaged like 2 days ago. Sorry. I'm going to say the Commanders can look at this and say, we are successful and everything's done because we found our quarterback. And that was the only question. I was there. I was there with the people, the front office. I was there with the people who've been there through a lot of tumult and a lot of ups and downs that have been close to that team, working for that team, players on that team. And it's just, do we have our QB? Do we have the guy? And they do. We've passed the halfway point, and he's the NFL's passing leader. You found your guy, and you guys can chill out. He's top 5 in touchdowns. He's top 10 in big plays. He's done it all while being under constant pressure. He's a top passing leader, and he's still the most sacked quarterback in the league. That's crazy. This kid's tough as nails. He's unflappable. I'm so impressed with him. I'm impressed with everything I hear about him. And everybody jokes that I'm like a fangirl for Sam Howell, but guess what? I was right. I called it in August. I met him. I said, he has it. He has it. And he has kept the Commanders in these games, even when they've had the 31st ranked defense. This kid stands up there. He's had 3 seconds of play against the Cowboys late in the season last year. He's getting crushed out there, and his defense is not helping him, but he's taking it all, saying, no, I got to be better. I got to get the ball out of my hands quicker. Our defense is playing great. No, they're not. They're not helping you at all. He is just a leader. And I'm telling you, this team has new vibes all the way, and I got to get out there for a game. If you look at last week, if this defense, guys, take a look at this. If this defense doesn't implode at the end, I mean, this clutch game-tying touchdown to Damani Brown with under a minute to go, oh my God, they're on the road. I mean, do we see it? Sorry, I had my little window out. Do we see it? Oh, sorry. We saw the Damani Brown thing? Okay, great. Sorry, guys. I'm just live television here. And that was against that Seahawks defense that you just saw. Sort of, if that doesn't happen, this is one of the biggest stories we're talking about Monday morning. It was 312-yard, 3-touchdown performance at Seattle. This kid's cutting down turnovers, passer rating, top 5 as well over the past several weeks. So I'll say this. We went down to Commanders camp this summer. I asked fans sort of what would make the team a success, and they were super happy. And he's on pace for the second most yards in team history. So if this continues to trend, not whether you're playing with house money, this team doesn't think that way. It's a defeatist mentality, but they already have the answer to the question. They already have it. So Sam Howell, you're the guy. You're the man. And by the way, our show, I'm just going to take a minute here. Our show called the Chase Young trade. Our show called Sam Howell would be great. We said that AJ Brown should have odds for MVP, and lots of people are talking about that. I said Belichick's going to get traded. The man is going to get traded. We are on a roll. Super happy with what our show's coming out with. So this has been amazing. And Gronk's been right on so many things as well. We're going to talk, of course, about Ken Dorsey. We're going to talk about Dable, Josh Allen not having him, what that did, what it means for them in the future, as he's close to that team and close to their former head coach. So excited about that. Sorry, their former OC. Okay, so let's also get into, guys, the Dolphins, because a really fervent fan base that's they're in the position to do something awesome, right? And they are coming off their bye. But I wanted to start with the AFC East and where things stand. And the Dolphins are loving what's going on in Buffalo. And I get it. Bills and Jets lost too, right? So the Dolphins, they sort of opened up a game and a half lead, a nice little cushy lead in the AFC East without even taking the field. So they're minus 340 on FanDuel Sportsbook to win the division. Big favorites to capture their first title since way back in 2008. And the Ravens and Jags, they lose on top of that. So they're still within a half game of the number 2 seed in the AFC overall. So they're in striking distance of the 1 seed, which is insane. And, they're getting the second best odds to even win the conference, as you can see, at plus 500. Big part of why they're in this favorable spot is because of what Tua is doing this year, guys. And he deserves a little more love, and we're a little underreacting to a little bit. If you take a look at this, sorry, I'm going to switch my window here. You can see it. Tua top 3 in all major passing categories. As you're looking at, he's leading the league in passing touchdowns, second in passer rating, third in yards. He's having an insane year. And I know he needs to have a big game against one of these other top teams before we start thinking about him and embracing him as one of the top quarterbacks in the league. It is what it is. But we cannot deny that he's doing something special right now. Despite what people might say about the team, I think things are trending up for Miami in general. And if they could take advantage of what this schedule looks like coming up, guys, come on. They've got 5 straight games. I mentioned this last week because they have to beat good teams. It's just people think about them and if they want to change the narrative about it at all. But they've got 5 games coming up against teams that are sitting there at 500 or worse. So the Dolphins are going to have a shot, guys, that 1 seed. We got Gronk coming on. NFL season, it's going strong, everybody. FanDuel wants to help you. And gentlemen, even more, 2 great offers. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 moneyline bet wins. Plus, all customers get a profit boost every day, so you can boost your winnings even more. You can download the app. You can get in on the NFL action with offers that you do not want to miss. It's FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Short break here. Going to deal with some technical things. Make sure everything works out for our guy Gronk, who, of course, will have the Buffalo Bills stuff heavy after the break. Who changes their location more? Your thoughts? Can you hear me? Yeah. Ham, are you good? Hi, Ham.
Hello. What's up?
Hi. Could you make that script like twice as big and let me see what it looks like? Just like the direction
Got
stuff.
you. Yep.
Did I lose you guys during that at all? Wow.
No, you're coming through clear. How's this? How does that look?
Much bigger. Much. Go bigger.
Much bigger? Okay.
Ooh.
Gotcha. How's that?
Bigger. It was on like 10 or whatever usually, and I can't even see it barely.
Gotcha.
And now I can see you.
Is that better?
Yeah, I might go over. Let's take a walk.
Looks like a much nicer setup than the conference room.
What? I know this is not the conference room. Have you been, bud?
Good.
It's internet. Let me tell you, this sphere is a terrifying concept. I'm not even kidding. It's freaky looking.
Looking at some of the clips of Spieth yesterday, teeing off with that thing just staring at him.
It is. Vegas is a wild place. Uh, what is this, you think? What is this thing? What if I move this whole box? Yeah.
Does that size work for you? What is happening?
All right.
What was that?
Well, I'm just trying to get rid of the glare. Supple skydiving. What do we do?
Oh, sorry. I'm being corrected. Justin
I'm for
Thomas.
skydiving?
You can do
Gronk
it, man.
ready to go.
Oh, boy.
He's breathing. You can see this is a tandem jump. The other jumpers are going. Here we go. Gronk is back. And here we go. There you go, Gronk. From 11,000 feet. Gronk is on his way to Earth. Wow. First time those words have ever been said.
Kurt Menefee on the call there, Gronk.
Kurt's a funny guy. I love Kurt. He's the best.
Why did that happen?
What, the skydiving? How did it happen?
Just what?
Well,
Why?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Bill, our producer, for the show, he asked me, hey, we do our annual Fox pregame show at the Air Force Base on Veterans Day. He goes, we need someone to jump out of the plane and land on the set. Are you down? And I was like, man, are you kidding me? Like, I've been wanting to skydive my whole entire life. I actually was in Australia one time, and I was with a group, and they all went skydiving, and they wouldn't allow me to go because I weighed too much. I was 260 pounds, and they said I was over the limit. So I was like, fine. I watched everyone skydive. So this was an opportunity that was presented to me. So in the blink of a second, I said, of course I will skydive. So then Kurt, Terry Bradshaw, they were trying to psych me out. Howie Long, they're like, Rob, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Are you not scared? Are you worried? And they didn't psych me out one bit. I was ready for it. And the hardest part of the thing was trying to jump out of the airplane. I swear my feet were like stuck on the plane. Like I was trying to jump. I went like that 3 times, like just trying to force my body out of the airplane. And I just wouldn't go. And then finally, the tandem guy behind me, Miguel, he pushed me out of the airplane, and we got out of there and went, started doing the flips and just skydiving. It was awesome. I highly recommend it, Kay.
I did
it was
it,
one of the best, yes, one of the best experiences of my life.
I did it, and I just told the tandem guy, I was like, I had a lot of questions, as you can imagine, as I always do. I was like, do you like your life? Are we good? Like, did you get a good good night of sleep last night? How are you feeling? And then I told him, I don't want to make any decisions. Just jump. I'm not going to just do it. I don't want to. And so then he just jumped out, and it was great. And then the parachute thing is just wild because you fly up, which is amazing. But I highly recommend it also. It's absolutely exhilarating. And I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid of heights like that. But that's amazing that you did that. And then they showed it. And then Menefee did that. I'm in Vegas right now. Have you seen this Sphere thing?
I've seen it a couple times. I've seen a lot of pictures of it, but it's incredible. Everyone says it's pretty incredible, but I don't like how it should be lit up right now. I thought it was lit up 24/7. It looks dull right now. Okay.
It is, but it's black, and it's see, it's kind of, you can't really see it through the window, but it's got all the F1 stuff ready to go. But it is aggressive. It's a big.
Kind of looks gothic right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As black as that.
It kind of just looks like it's like an alien invasion at certain point. And then there's the emojis there. It's kind of, there's a lot going on, but that's Vegas. Okay, let's talk about the NFL, where there's also a lot going on. The Browns, okay, they are in the thick of it. 6-3. You heard me talking about it. Obviously, Deshaun Watson, he's out for the year. It is a shoulder injury. Your reaction to that news and what it means for this team?
I was really surprised when I heard this news this morning. I did not know he got hurt in the game. He finished the game strong. I think he went 14 for 14 in the second half of the game. I'm not really sure. I wasn't really paying attention to that game particularly throughout the weekend, but I was shocked. It didn't make a lot of sense when I was like, how's he out for the year? But now I understand. He broke his throwing shoulder. You're going to be out for the year when you break your shoulder at the quarterback position. So it's a tough loss for the Browns. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be difficult for them for the rest of the season. It's PJ Walker as the backup quarterback now. So their odds of, being a Super Bowl contender definitely go down. I mean, good thing they got a stellar defense, that's for sure. So the defense could win them some games still. But I think they got the Steelers this weekend, so that's going to be a tough opponent now.
It's a brutal division, but is there a quarterback out there they could pick up the call, the phone and be like, hey, Jimmy Haslam here. Obviously not Tom Brady, but is there a quarterback that would be interesting?
Yeah, the only quarterback that comes to my mind, he has Super Bowl experience. He didn't win a Super Bowl, is Cam Newton. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's kind of like Deshaun Watson a little bit. He can run the ball. He's a smart player as well. He would be able to pick up the offense right away. But that's the only quarterback on the street. I feel like Cam Newton's a guy that loves to stay in shape, is a competitor, always working out every single day. So he would be ready to go in a week or two if he's willing to, have another chance at the NFL to go back. That's the only guy that comes to my mind that I think the Cleveland Browns could call.
Let's move on to the Bills, which I wish I would have started with that because I was excited to talk to you yesterday when all this was going on. Bills fans, you got to feel for them. Like, they would be the best story ever if they went far, made it. They have a star in Josh Allen. You love him. I love him. Everybody does. Their chances of making the playoffs went down drastically. They get rid of Dorsey. When they made that decision, do you think it was the right one?
I do think it's the right decision. I didn't see it coming, but now thinking about it, it definitely is the right decision. They had to make a move. They have to find a spark in the offense. I mean, their defense is playing pretty decent. It's the offense that needs to be rebuilt. They needed that spark. They needed to do something, and firing Ken Dorsey, I think, was the right play. I'm not sure, Joe Brady, I see right there, is the QB coach who's named interim replacement as the offensive coordinator, but Ken Dorsey just didn't seem like that spark. You can tell Josh Allen 100% definitely misses Coach Brian Dable there as the offensive coordinator. That's when you see Josh Allen running around, smiles every single day. Every single game that he was playing, win or loss, they were having a good time. And now you look at Josh Allen, some of these games, it's like a deer in headlights. I mean, he's just staring, like wondering what's going on. So I think this is great for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, not great, that's the wrong term to put it. I think it's the right move for the Buffalo Bills to fire Ken Dorsey, and hopefully they have a spark and they can ignite it and do some damage. But you look at their schedule, okay, if you can pull it up for us, I mean, that is one of the toughest schedules for the rest of the year by far in the NFL. You got the Chiefs, you got the Dallas Cowboys, you got the Los Angeles Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, you got the Eagles as well, which the Eagles are the best team in the league currently right now. They might not win. They might not even go 500 rest of the year. But hopefully they can ignite that spark. Like I said, firing Ken Dorsey, someone else can come in. Some type of energy can come around the team. They need something in order to get to the playoffs, but it kind of looks diminishing right now.
What would you tell Brady, Joe Brady? You know Dable, you speak fairly highly of him. You said before the season started that Josh misses and is going to miss Dable. You called that. What sort of thing would you have Joe Brady focus on the most in taking over so that Josh can minimize turnovers, which is the issue, not force the ball and not have that deer in the headlights look that you mentioned?
Here's the thing with Coach Brian Dable was when Josh Allen was absolutely dominating, is that he's a fun guy. But you put that to the side. It's fun because he gets you prepared in every aspect of the game. So you're not worried about what you have to do when you hit the field. So then you can have the fun. If you're not that prepared, you can't really have fun out on the field because then you're thinking so much. And that's what Coach Brian Dable did, was that he got you so prepared in every single aspect of the game that you could have fun that day then because you're not thinking. I would say Ken Dorsey didn't get Josh Allen to that level. And so Joe Brady, I would say just get Josh Allen's super comfortable with the plays that are going to be called, with what's going to happen that week, and let Josh Allen be Josh Allen. I met him for the first time this year, actually, at Tight End University, and he's kind of like me in a little bit. He's just always joking around, always having a good time, wants to laugh, but also wants to be serious and play some serious ball and, and be well out there and do great out in the field. And if that's a guy like that, you got to let him just be free. You got to make sure he's prepared coming up that game and just let him be free out on the field and let him do his thing.
Don't over prepare. Don't bog him down. Yeah, I would say I think the fear is you let him do his thing and then he'll be reckless with the ball and the turnovers will keep happening and they'll still have these losses that have sort of plagued them. And the team, like the defense, the team is not good enough to carry those mistakes and still win and win the Super Bowl, which is the standard that they're held to. I mean, this is a team everybody hypes and picks as their Super Bowl winner for like each of the past 4 years. And it just hasn't worked out. A deep playoff situation hasn't worked out for them. So, I mean, it's like they're in a critical moment right now. Like they really are, to figure it out and figure it out fast. And maybe Brady will take your advice, as Tom, I'm sure, always took your advice in your many years and 4 Super Bowl wins with him. You have brothers. They're a lot of fun NFL brothers. And another little wrinkle to the story that was going on yesterday was that Trayvon Diggs, of course, plays for the Cowboys, and he and Stephon Diggs, very close. We often see their families in the stands supporting each other. We saw it through, Hard Knocks, NFL films, all that we see it all over social media. And I'm sure you saw this too, that Trayvon tweeted first, man 14, so Stephon Diggs, man, Stephon got to get out of there. And then hours later, because it's went viral, of course, he said, let's not forget he didn't start going off till bro got there. What do you make of this?
I think that's a little bit too much coming from Trayvon Diggs. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Stephon Diggs, you're paid. You got an unbelievable contract. What's the worries? You're a main receiver. You're the number 1 wide receiver. Josh Allen looks to go to you about every single time that he possibly can. You got your stats. They're up there. It's not like your stats are going to be better with another team. You were in the possibility of winning the last 3 years of contending for a Super Bowl. You know how hard it is to be on a contending team year in and year out like that? I don't know what the problem is with Stephon Diggs. I don't know why his brother's tweeting that out like that. I think there's some serious beef behind it. If his brother is tweeting that, I think, it's not anything fake news or anything. It's definitely a reliable source, and obviously he's unhappy, but I don't know why. And you're not going to get traded anymore because the trade deadline has passed. You're not going to get cut. You're too good of a player. You're making too good of an impact. Just suck it up. Why cause these problems? Why? Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Why? I don't get it. I don't know why there's all this turmoil going on with Stephon Diggs. It doesn't really make that much sense. But I don't think, if you ask me, there's been smoke, there's been fire for the last 2 years about Stephon Diggs, and I don't think he's going to be there after this year with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it'll sort of force it. It looks like, and I will say that the Bills and Josh Allen did a really good job of nothing's wrong, everything's okay. I don't think he gets enough credit for that because we've seen the sideline stuff. Obviously, he wanted the ball in the playoff game. We knew that. That's fair. That's like, that happens in game when there's passions and, tempers are running high. But Josh like very much downplays it, takes it on himself. The team does a really good job, but we just sort of know that it's not like a perfect marriage between that quarterback and his wide receiver. But I can't imagine, I just can't imagine even Tom, I'm just imagining like locker rooms you've been in like this being the thing. Like it just wouldn't go.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. It would never be a thing. That's how you not win games, is your brother's tweeting out there that you got to get out of there. But on top of it, let's think about this with the Buffalo Bills when they is out of control. Like that's when Coach McDermott got there, he made that team a disciplined team. And that's why they started winning games. That's why they started winning the division, going on deep playoff runs. And they are so undisciplined now. It's like, what's going on? I don't get it. Like, how are they so undisciplined compared to the last 3 or 4 years with the Buffalo Bills? I mean, there's something going around. There's something going on in that stadium, in that organization right now. There's that we don't know about.
Yeah. When you guys played there, I mean, I feel like it was when you were on the Patriots, going to play in Buffalo was like terrifying. Like home crowd, but if you look at the numbers, the games in like the records in Buffalo, like their home games, they're not winning all of those games the past couple of seasons. Like it's like their big advantage is late November, December sort of football. It has not been that if you actually look at it. So, but I mean, that place has to be like the craziest place to play.
It is. It's very electrifying. I actually love playing in Buffalo whenever I had the chance. And I got to play there about every single year, which was an honor for sure, especially being my hometown. But I'm telling you, that's a place that you want to see a football game. If you love a football atmosphere, if you love electricity, if you love to see fans going absolutely crazy and just being absurd, you got to go to Buffalo for a game, especially like a Monday night football game or Thursday night game. They rarely get a night game there. So whenever they do, that's a game you want to go to. That atmosphere is unbelievable. That's for sure. It's loud too. As an offensive player, it is super loud. You got to get, like, when we were in the huddle, I was literally getting like 3 inches away from Brady's mouth just to be able to hear his voice because it was so loud in the stadium. Yes.
I love those days were so fun. So here's what I want to ask you. When you were in it, or even like when you were with the Patriots, and then before you, I think, left, while you were an actual Patriot still, in the midst of winning these 3 rings with them, did you have like the consciousness of this team is going to fall and not fall? Well, fall. It's just true. I don't want to use those words though. That once Brady leaves, this will never be what it is. Did you have that conscious feeling? Be honest.
Yes, definitely. 100%. I definitely had that conscious feeling throughout my time there, and it has proven itself as well. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Brady was the meat, he was the ringer in that organization, no doubt about it, from A to Z, from the way to represent yourself on the field, the way to represent yourself off the field. It just fit the mold for everyone else to fall in place. And without Tom, I saw that it was going to trickle down and not work anymore. I mean, he was a guy that was taking the pay cuts at the quarterback position as well. So it set the standard that no other player was going to get an absolute absurd contract as well. And when things were tough, I mean, Tom Brady always fought his way out of it when the times were tough. Now you just watch him. It's like things are getting tough. Like they're just accepting it. Like it's like, oh, it's all right. Like we're gonna lose. We don't have that good of a team. Like it's weird. Like Tom would never accept that, and would be out in the practice field, not making any excuses either, not throwing anyone under the bus. And that's what's going on now. I feel like people are throwing each other under the bus. They're not clicking. That would have just never happened. And I would say Tom is definitely the reigning meat of it all.
But I feel like everyone, myself included, all the media, even like people I know, like Devin McCourty, like the do your job, the slogans, that's like Bill Belichick, like that's, to me, the culture was always framed as Bill Belichick sets the culture. Tom Brady is 1 of 53. Rob Gronkowski, as good as he is, all pro, 1 of 53. But like you're sort of saying that it's Tom Brady that actually set the culture and held the culture to a standard in New England.
Well, it definitely takes everyone. There's no doubt about that, from A to Z with the whole organization, and everyone was all in. That's the thing. But it sets it with the player. We're the guys on the field playing the game. We're the ones that make the plays. You got to have good players in order to win the game. But yes, the culture was set definitely with Coach Belichick, but Tom Brady exemplified that culture to another level to make it work, if you understand what I'm trying to say, Kay.
I definitely do. And then you're saying it's like subpar, and it's a weird shift. And thanks for being so honest about it, because when you're in it, you're winning. Who knows? Like, is this, you'd think like, oh, well, they let him go. It didn't work out. It's not like they were like, shoot, we can't lose Tom. Like there had to be a thought in that building, like, we'll be okay. We're going to keep this going. And it went off the rail. And now we're looking at a 10-6, like ugly score in Frankfurt. Mac Jones is out there. He looks suboptimal. They pull him late for Bailey Zappi. He doesn't look any better. And Belichick now, like he's refusing to name a starting quarterback coming out of the bye week. So, in your best guess, and you're really good at guessing this correctly when it comes to New England, how does this end ultimately?
I think Coach Belichick will definitely be the head coach still. He's kind of like grandfather clause in. I would kind of compare it to Greg Popovich with the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, the guy is an absolute legend. He kind of has the same coaching style as Coach Belichick as well. And he lost Tim Duncan. He had a couple years, down years. He got the #1 pick. He's back now with this new big man. He's electrified. Wembanyama, right? Wembanyama he's back with. Exploding it now again. Coach Popovich is back. You know, he had 2 down years, maybe the 2 worst years in the NBA, the worst teams in the NBA those 2 years. But now he's back. This could be to play out the same way. He's Coach Belichick, trying to find his new footing. I won't say if I was Mac Jones as well. Okay, listen to me out. He's not respected in New England. Coach Belichick has played all these games with him. Bailey Zappi isn't even close to being on Mac Jones' level. You should never, ever sit Mac Jones. You tried it once, you tried it twice. It's not working. Now he's doing it again. He won't name a starting quarterback. He's not respected there. I think Mac Jones should ultimately, even right now, should just go ask for his release. If you're talking to me about what he should do, ask for his release. And then if it's granted, he should go sign with the Cleveland Browns and start a new career right there. They need a quarterback. Imagine that, Kay. How incredible would that be?
Did you just put that?
How wild that would be.
I mean, it's not impossible. That would be insane. But do you think he's not? I mean, would the Browns be interested in that? Is he like, how would Mac Jones fit on a 6-3 team with a great defense that could make some noise in the AFC?
I think he would fit. There's no doubt about it. He's got all the weapons around him. And then that would determine if Mac Jones is the real deal or not. I think he's a decent quarterback. I think he's definitely will be in the NFL for a little bit. If it's if it's going to be a backup for a little bit, then a starter once again. I think he's going to have a career, but I mean, it's tough. He's following up Brady. Well, Cam Newton followed up Brady, but he's following up the regime still of Tom Brady era. All that pressure with the fans, with Coach Belichick, with the team. I don't think he really has that many weapons around him either. I mean, they're dropping passes at the end of the game to go in and tie the game or go in and possibly take the lead, and they're dropping easy balls on him. So his confidence go down. They're never on the same page. I just don't see it fitting anymore. It just doesn't look good anymore. I don't see it, I don't see it healing at all either.
So then Mac Jones goes to the Browns and the Patriots tank for Caleb?
Yes. I mean, you can't tank right now. It's too early in the season still. It's kind of impossible to say, hey, I'm tanking. There's also guys on the team that don't want to tank. There's guys on the team that have to put food on the plate for their families. So they're going all out. They want to win the games. They want to show what they have, possibly for a new contract in the future with the Patriots or with another team if they hit free agency. The only way you can possibly tank is if there's 2 games left in the season, and if you are guaranteed the first pick or the second pick, if you lose the final 2 games of the season, that's when it's a possibility that you could think about tanking so you can get that quarterback that you want without trading up or losing, any type of prospect to get that quarterback, a draft pick or a player or anything. You don't have to trade or anything. He's just handed right to you. So you can't tank yet. You got to show what you have. You got to keep on fighting. It's too early in the season. So tanking's you can only really talk about that when there's 2-3 games left or 1 game left.
Gronk, you are like GMing. You are giving NFL GM this morning on the Up and Down. So we're going to take a short break here. We will be back with Rob Gronkowski to go over some other things. Maybe we'll do a predict to Gronk. I don't even know what Goldfarb has in store, but we'll be back after this on Up and At. Mac Jones, Brown. Whoa. I was not ready for that. That was a good. I don't. I love when Gronk's so open about that stuff. It's so fascinating. I know I didn't ask with like a million of the things I was supposed to ask, but I don't see where this is. I'm so sorry. Let me look. I have break begins. I have C block. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna go Burrow and Lamar, right? Go Burrow and Lamar, right? I think that's what I picked. He's going Tyler Boyd. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, great. That'll be and then I think yeah. Are you sure it's better than Gronkabulary? Because it's Gronkabulary. I've never swung a golf club, and here away we go. Oh my God. He was great. Gronk's great. There could be a literal movie about Gronk. I'm sure he's working on it. He should. YouTube comments. I don't have you up today. I'm sure Kat emailed me them. Let me get them, guys. I'll get them for the next break. Thank you guys for hanging out with Gronk and I today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was going to tell you that Tony Finau is like the nicest man I've ever met. So great.
Does the Jags 5-game win streak end or extend on Sunday?
It extends. The Jags are the hottest team in football right now, and Trevor Lawrence is becoming a star in the NFL. There's no doubt about that.
I didn't want to play gold. This is a Goldfarb produced show, Gronk. That was not. I did not. You take that up with your boy.
Hey, Kay. Hey, the Jags tricked me. They're pretenders. They're false advertisement. They got me. I bought in, but now I'm buying back out.
Yeah, they got trucked, right? It was like 34-3. Not great. Do you think the outcome said more about the Jags or more about the Niners?
More about the Niners. And it actually, I would say more about Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel being back. Trent Williams is an absolute beast. He protects Brock Purdy's blind side, so he just feels confident that no one's going to hit him, give him a big blow while out there with Trent Williams protecting him. Plus, also, you have your safety valve and Deebo Samuel, just another great wide receiver on that offense, just another great target. So when you have those two guys back, they're exploding once again. The San Francisco 49ers, they're back in action, and they're here to play and be serious Super Bowl contenders.
Taylor Lewan said that Trent Williams, obviously an offensive lineman, so take that with a grain of salt, but he said that Trent Williams is like the most important player, the best player in the NFL. And I said, Mahomes? And he said, no, Trent Williams.
I gotta agree with him, definitely. That's how big of a beast Trent Williams is. It's not like he's a young guy either, so he's just out there dominating. He's an older veteran guy, a savvy veteran guy who's dominating, but then also with his experience and knowledge, that adds to the factor in the equation as well. So I would say he's definitely up there as one of the best offensive players in the game, and he's on the offensive line. That's how big of a beast he is. When you see him run and you pull, just watch defenders just run out of the way because they don't want to be trucked by Trent Williams. It's a pretty impressive sight to see.
Best player in the NFL. You love to see Trent Williams get the love like that. So, okay, you and I, you got your predictathon. We've had like a not great run with the same game parlays. We need to change the luck around. I'm here in Vegas. Things are bright and glamorous and all of that. So we're going to use sort of the energy of where the Super Bowl is to turn our FanDuel Super Bowl-ish luck around. It's the Kane Gronk same game parlay, people. And this week, it's the craziest. It's the best Thursday night game of the year, of course, with the Ravens and Bengals going at it. What is the first leg of our best parlay of the year?
All right, I'm going to go with the first leg, and it is the best parlay of the year because it's going to be the best Thursday night football game, like you said, Kay. But Tyler Boyd is going to have 40-plus receiving yards. If the Cincinnati Bengals want to win, someone else besides Jamar Chase has to step up. So Tyler Boyd, 40-plus yards.
And some of those yards will add to Joe Burrow's 225-plus. 225-plus, listen, that's nothing. I know the Ravens' pass defense is tough. We love those guys, but he has crushed this number in 3 straight games now. I don't think that ends.
That's a good choice. And then the third choice I'll go with, obviously, because I love tight ends, and we're going to give some love to the Ravens, is I'm going to go with Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown. He's ready. He is due.
Lamar, 25-plus rush yards. That's the last leg, 4-leg parlay. It's great fun, guys, and it's no sweat. So I'll take Lamar with 25-plus rush yards. Lamar's only failed to hit that number 1 time this season. It's going to be electric in Baltimore tomorrow night. Okay, so to recap, Gronk likes Tyler Boyd for 40-plus, and a Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. I'm going with Burrow 225-plus and Lamar 25-plus on the ground. So all FanDuel customers can join. It's no sweat, like I said. What does that mean? Well, if this 4-leg parlay loses, and it won't because it's the biggest parlay of the year, you get bonus bets back. No big deal. Ride with us or build your own even, guys. Every parlay that you build this game, I think there's some asterisks to that, but go check it out over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Play a no sweat same game parlay on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Okay, I have a question for you, because if the Bengals lose this one, I'm going to get kind of nervous. What do you think? What happens if the Bengals lose this one? Oh, no. That's what he
Bengals
said.
will not make the playoffs.
Sorry, you were frozen. What were you saying?
Oh, I heard you, Kay. Kind of repeated a couple times. You said if the Bengals lose this one, all right, I said their season is done. They will not make the playoffs.
What's going on? What happened with the defense? Was like, what happened? I don't know. I have no idea what happened last week. I was shocked.
No, this is what's going on, is their slow start to the season. They started 0-3 or 1-3 or whatever. It's finally catching up to them. You can't have that slow of a start and lose to the teams that they lost to at the beginning of the season and then expect every year to make it up in the back end. No, these teams are catching up. You got too good of a conference. The Bengals lose this Thursday night, they're going to be done for, and I would contribute that to their slow start to the season.
Here's what they sent me in the script. When we return, did you miss Gronk's Shooter McGavin impression last week? Don't worry, more where that came from. Next. I don't know what's going on. We'll be back on Up and Adam. Uh-huh. Breakfast. That's delicious. Oh, shoot.
Okay,
What's that?
can I get an edible golf ball, please?
Yeah, man. Do you like golf?
A decent amount. I've played 3 rounds so far this year, and it's 3 rounds, the most I've ever played in a year so far. And the last time I played was 4 years ago, but I'm getting decent. Every time I hit the course, I get better and better.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, it's not easy, but you start to get the hang of it after a little bit, and then it gets addicting. Like when you get one good shot, you think you're the man, and you just want to keep going then.
Yeah, I was with we did a Netflix thing yesterday, and Mark Wahlberg was there, and he was telling me that because it takes so much time, and this is been talked about or whatever, but he was saying that he does cardio golf. Like he literally sprints from hole to hole, and he gets 18 done in an hour.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg, I do the same thing. I let my friend take the car. And I don't actually, it's mini cardio by the time you're done because of how many holes you play. It's literally, I think, 4 or 5 miles after the time you're done of just walking back and forth the whole time. So it's a legit workout, that's for sure.
Yeah. Have you been to an F1 race? I know you're not coming, but have you been to one?
No, I never been to an F1 race before. I've been to a couple of other races, never an F1 race. What's the one with the motorcycles where they get really low on the turn? Those are pretty impressive as well. It's kind of like the same thing, but on the sport bikes. I've been to more of those. It was in Austin. What is it?
No, Excite Bike.
MotoGP. That's what I've been to. I think it's in Austin, Texas. I had to go for a Monster because they sponsored the event. So I've been to one of them, and it's actually impressive what those guys can do. I mean, you got to have serious core strength in order to be able to turn that impressively. But I'm not that into racing. You go around one time, Kay, it's the same thing. Then they go around 3 more times, and then lap 200, same thing as lap 100 and lap 1.
And then, like, if you're there, you don't really know what's going on because it's just you see it once a lap, right? Like, it just like you see the whole track.
We're live. 4 seconds. Come on, Kate. 4 seconds. We're live.
My dream, I've been saying for the last 10 years, is if Happy Gilmore 2 came out, I have to find a way to get a cameo or an appearance in Happy Gilmore 2. Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. You could be. Is that what you? Oh, okay. Let's see. That's a good shooter.
Shoot out.
Who beats up?
Count on me. Wait. You can count on me. Waiting for you.
In the parking lot. Yeah. And then he gets the golf ball on his shoe.
And guns don't kill people. I do.
You know every word to Happy Gilmore.
Has Sandler called?
Has he called? No, he has not called. That would be a dream come true. I don't think Happy Gilmore 2 is ever going to be in production, but we can always just dream about it, you know, and just make us happy just thinking about it.
Would you settle for a nice role in like Grown Up 7, which we know will happen?
Yes, that would happen. That one's going to happen, Kay. Grown Up 8, Grown Up 9 is going to all happen eventually. But I would settle for a nice role. I mean, that movie is actually filmed in the New England area every single time, the Grown Ups. So I would 100% be very satisfied if I had any type of role in Grown Ups.
Yes, up there in New England where there's an asteroid mark where the Patriots used to be in a couple of years. Okay, I'm opening an email and I'm going to, Goldfarb, our amazing line producer, this is your dream scenario. I'm going to execute this exactly how it's written, exactly how you made it. I have not looked at it once or picked it up. And here we go. You, Gronk, have proven to be a master of Adam Sandler quotes. We thought we'd spice up the football talk a bit and give you a quote. And you have to tell us if it's either a quote from an Adam Sandler movie or a quote from an NFL storyline. We're calling it Gronky Gilmore. God.
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. I wouldn't say I master all the lines. I've kind of mastered the Shooter McGavin. Pew, pew, pew. But we'll go with it. Let's go. Let's see what I got.
First quote. Just wear a diaper. I'll give them an alert and say, put them on and be ready to roll. Is that an Adam Sandler movie quote or a quote from an NFL storyline?
That's a quote from an NFL storyline. I kind of remember a coach saying that from, yes, there we go. It was Coach Dan Campbell. I knew it. I felt like there was a coach out there. I couldn't put it together. Boom. I'm 1 for 1. Let's go, Kay.
It's what he says to his family about taking risks on 4th downs. The Lions currently sit at 7-2, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Goldfarb, I'm sorry. I'm blowing past it. Next up, you got to harness in the good energy, block out the bad. Harness, energy, block bad, fuel the flow. Adam Sandler movie or quote from an NFL storyline?
I feel like it's a quote from an NFL storyline again.
No, it's Kevin Nealon.
When? What movie?
Happy Gilmore when he's like, gotta block out the noise. He's on. When he was taking his first shot ever, I think.
All right, I gotta go back and rewatch the movie. See, I don't remember every part. I remember all the Shooter McGavin versus Happy Gilmore parts, but I don't remember that part. But I'm gonna have to go back.
Okay, next. Well, I have a microphone and you don't, so you will listen to every damn word I have to say. Adam Sandler movie.
You know that's Shooter McGavin. That's a Happy Gilmore movie right there. Let's go, okay? Let's go.
It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's fine. It's the wedding
scene.
It's
correct, though. It's an Adam Sandler movie still.
You got it right, bud. All right, next. If me fighting coaches was going to make a difference in us winning, I would fight them all.
That's an Adam Sandler movie. I kind of feel like, let me guess what movie that is. Oh, no, Coach Vrabel. Got that one wrong. I was thinking, what's the one where he's in jail? They form a team and they face the guards, prisoners versus guards. Yes, The Longest Yard. I was thinking that's the quote that it was from. Longest Yard, great movie. I kind of want to go to jail if I could play in a game like that. Okay.
Vrabel said that one. Okay. Let's move on to this last one. I don't know. I kind of feel like an idiot sometimes, although I am an idiot, so it kind of works out.
That's an Adam Sandler quote. It has to be. 100%. There we go. I kind of feel like that kind of relates with myself, Kay. I've been kind of an idiot. My dad and my parents always say, you're the biggest idiot to me, especially when I was growing up. But I always say to them, but it always works out. It always works out, Dad. It always works out, Mom. My idiotic skills always play off in the end. So I got to go with that quote. Adam Sandler, thank you for that wonderful quote. You are the man.
Thank you. And it's him and Billy Madison. Here's what Goldfarb wrote. That's Adam Sandler and Billy Madison. But that should be anyone who's been doubting your number 19 ranked Arizona Wildcats. They take on 16th ranked Utah at home this weekend. Talk up your Wildcats, Gronk.
Yes, bear down. We're taking a personal 7-3. We're going to a bowl game. We're bowl eligible. Coach Jed Fish is bringing a type of energy there that we have never seen before. Bear down. Go Wildcats.
What do you want to say to Howie Long? He's on our show. Mike, drop it on the way out. Howie Long.
Yes, Howie Long, I love you. You were trying to psych me out from the skydiving jump the other day, but I appreciate you being on set with you every single week that I'm on. You got just a head full of knowledge, a brain full of knowledge, man. You know the football game like I've never seen before, and it's just an honor to be on your side while working with you at Fox.
He's so well prepared. Cannot wait to talk to him about Mac Jones being a Cleveland Brown. Gronk, you're the absolute best off usual. It all kind of works out.
Yes, it does.